So, is another interesting article here. We have the famous Baltimore BLM prosecutor that prosecuted left-wing prosecutor that was on the pressing charges against the four cops. She was supported by Kamala Harris, BLM. Seems like she's a little bit of the hot water here. Her name is Marilyn Mosby. She's indicted for fraudulent mortgages on Florida homes. There is a partisan angle about like, oh yeah, well look at this lying Democrat, or like look at this left-wing Democrat wants to come into this Florida because they know Florida is more awesome, and why don't you fix Florida, whatever, or why don't you fix Baltimore first, or were these left-wingers actually like Republican states? Yeah, I get that point, but there's another interesting point. I'm trying to find, as somebody who's really into real estate and trying to buy as much real estate as possible, you're really curious about what caused the increase in prices. I mean, kind of, directly. I mean, exactly what program, or where's all this hot money coming from? I mean, we actually know. I mean, it is the Federal Reserve. It's the government injecting so much money into the real estate market, or to the stock market. But I want to know like exactly what program caused what. We know that I think it's 10% of millennials, I think, cashed out some kind of cryptocurrencies for their down payment. And you just wouldn't believe for the real estate and the stock market to go up that much, how much money was printed and went into the economy. Now, of course, everybody, like some people just blew it and whatever, blew their money on liquor and prostitutes or whatever. But a lot of it, I mean, people bought cars. Used cars prices are through the roof, up like 40%. I know my buddy's Audi A3 or whatever was supposed. I mean, those are real super unreliable cars, super garbage. They're supposed to like plummet in value. Should be plummeted by half. It actually went up in value. Even that piece of shit car with horrible maintenance issues. So, what just kills me the most about how the government is unfair in picking winners and losers. How arbitrarily this money is handed out and how messed up it is. I mean, I know people will just some small LLCs that barely don't pay any taxes. They got $80,000 worth of the Small Business Bureau loan. I know somebody else that got over $200K. I mean, giving that much cash, like $200,000 or $80,000, that's a lot of money for average working person, for a person that for a hardworking person that maybe is a janitor or waits tables or whatever, making 30 or 40K a year maximum. I mean, to give out such money for just nothing is so insane. And yes, you got the stimulus payments. You got the child tax credit. You got anybody with an LLC or business got hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm sure there's plenty other programs that I don't even know about where people just are just flush with cash. And here it is. This prosecutor, apparently she gamed the system. Pretty much everybody. Even though, I mean, hypothetically, like if you're a government official, if you're just Joe Schmo, okay, maybe you game the system and you get caught, you get you slap on the wrist or whatever. But if you're a famous law enforcement officer, you would think that you'd be highly scrutinized, so everything you do would be above board. But not even her. She got sloppy, caught red-handed with the hand in the cookie jar. Now, some of this, so basically she bought 2 houses in Florida, and looks like she was planning on doing a vacation rental, which is, that's the thing. Like, Airbnb is becoming really hot. Vacation rentals are really hot, especially by the beach. People are making crazy money. A lot of people with any kind of, government COVID cash are using that as down payments to buy these houses. Now, a lot of them are, yes, probably are lying. I mean, some of the stuff she's charged with is pretty kind of like, if you were to scrutinize everybody, you'd find some little minor infractions. I mean, yeah, she did lie about, like, she intends to rent, to Airbnb out those properties, where she actually put on her mortgage that she's going to live there to get a lower rate. Okay, I get, that's, I mean, a lot of people do that. I mean, it's illegal, yes, but yeah, there's technically mortgage fraud, but a lot of people do that. But some of this other stuff, so let's see what it says. Left-wing Baltimore, Maryland prosecutor Marilyn Mosby, an early figure in the Black Lives Matter movement, was indicted Thursday on federal charges for fraudulent mortgage applications on homes in the Republican-run state of Florida. Oh, here's another thing, though. Let's say you buy a house on your name, and it's actually technically against the mortgage rules for you to put it, transfer it into an LLC. But a lot of people do it, and a lot of people break these mortgage rules. But as long as you're making your mortgage payment, the mortgage company will not investigate or look into anything, as long as they're getting their payment. So this makes me wonder, is she late on payments? Is the mortgage company losing money? Why do people, I mean, how does investigation get triggered in the first place? Mosby gained notoriety in 2015 when she prosecuted 6 police officers for the death of Freddie Gray, an African-American man, police custody. She announced the prosecution as the city was facing protests from BLM and riots. Critics said she had been too quick to charge the officers. Okay, Hollywood embraced her. Prince invited her on stage with him. So this is a while back, huh? The prosecutors were sloppy. The officers were soon acquitted. Critics began to call for her disbarment. The officers then sued her, but she had immunity for her actions as prosecutor. Mosby remained on the news, notably demanding in 2021 that Federal Communications Commission (FCC) censor local news station for publishing, among other things, a report that she had taken a trip overseas, sponsored by a group of linked indirectly to left-wing billionaire philanthropist George Soros, who have backed with left-wing prosecutors. An indictment published by Baltimore ABC affiliate claimed Mosby committed fraud and perjury by taking advantage of the CARES Act, the first coronavirus relief bill, to claim falsely that she qualified for coronavirus-related distribution from public employee retirement account. I mean, yes, this fraud is rampant, and if the government ever wants to put anybody in jail, most likely, look into what they applied for the bailouts. Most likely, a lot of people, the business, a lot of people applied for rent relief that really didn't need rent relief. She allegedly received $36,000 that she used for a down payment on a home in Kissimmee, Florida. She also allegedly did not reveal to her lender that she owed tens of thousands to the IRS in back taxes. Is that a serious... Oh, that's the thing, too. Like, you're the government, and you're prosecuting people for the government. And I'm sure if she was left-wing Democrat, she's actually in favor of raising taxes on everybody for her political goals or whatever. But she's not a billionaire or a millionaire, but even the meager taxes that she has to pay, she doesn't want to. So, people's actions actually speak much louder than words. She allegedly signed the mortgage knowing she intended to violate probation using a management company to run as a vacation rental. Then she allegedly repeated the fraud to obtain $45K from her retirement account for a second home in Longboat Key, Florida. Once again, she allegedly did not reveal that she owes back taxes to the IRS. Democrats have mocked Florida for its refusal to impose restrictive coronavirus policies, but many continue to vacation to invest in the Sunshine State. Yes, especially AOC. The indictment came just a day after the coronavirus. I'm sorry. After the convicted arsonist who was freed by Mosby in a plea agreement told local news station that he should not have been let out of prison after 6 months because it sent the wrong message about crime. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on here. I mean, one, the prosecutor just letting people out early, or just obviously the left-wing prosecutors not prosecuting for a serious crime and like causing crime to go up. Yeah, that's one issue. Another issue is the insane amount of cash that people got by defrauding the quote-unquote well-intentioned government that gave so many people hundreds of thousands of dollars and pushing up real estate prices so high. I mean, the amount, how high the real estate prices went up is just so incredible. And I think it's just a crime. It's just shameful that the government is supposed to be very limited. We're supposed to pool the money with the government, pool our money together because we can't, to defend the country, hypothetically. To defend the country, we need a military. We need to coordinate the sewer pipes. We need to coordinate some roads or whatever. But just, it's so offensive to any kind of working person that makes money doing hard work, working in a factory, and making, $15 an hour, making $35,000 a year, that the government just like shower people. Anybody that applied for like a business loan or whatever got hundreds of thousands of dollars of just like hot money. And I mean, this is generational stuff. I mean, you'd think that somebody was able to get $200,000 from the government. They bought like office building or bought some real estate, and that produced rent, and they passed that down to their kids, and their kids were, were collecting rent. I mean, that's so transformative. That was such amount of money, and it's completely unjust. But I mean, fairness and justice with government, I mean, I wouldn't, those two things don't mix.